Grand Rising, and welcome to another segment of CLG View Point. I am Cindy Lorraine Grais, and it is such an honor to have you here. It's Thursday, March the 13th, 2025. Today we'll be discussing Dolores Cannon. There are two types of people in this world. International news: China still leads the pack in Africa's critical minerals race as U.S. struggles to keep up. Local news: ARC Resources signs Cedar LNG offtake with Exxon. Mountie outright lied. Lawyer alleges at BC discipline hearing. Drug 2 times more powerful than fentanyl found in Amherst, Nova Scotia. And Northwest Territories working to reinstate blood cancer services. And our closing will be Dr. Marie Montessori. So each segment I start with a sage clearing. And for some of you who aren't familiar with this sage clearing, what it does, it clears all the negative energies in our space, and your space as well. So we light a sage stick. It's amazing how this does work in the energy field. So now we're clearing the negative energies to leave only divine love and divine light. So to all low energy entities, you are healed, forgiven, enlightened, and sent back to your perfect place and escorted by my spiritual guides. And so it is. I'm divine love and divine light. Thank you. Okay, on to Dolores Cannon. There are two types of people in this world.
Supposed to go out and try to change anyone. Those who are already enlightened, they're already advanced, they realize what's happening now, they're already there. You don't have to worry about it. The other ones that are so deep into negativity, we're not going to be able to make a difference anyway. They have to find their own way. We're not supposed to convert anyone. It's the ones in the middle that are not sure which way they want to jump. Those are the ones we have to reach. The ones we have to talk to about that things are happening, things are changing, and we're moving into this totally new world. Man has destroyed civilizations down through time, and each time it's usually with the bad use of their mind, the misuse of the powers of their mind, and each time they'd start all over again from the beginning and create a totally new civilization, a new world. They said there's no longer time for that. We can't do it. We can't waste that time. So this is part of the development of our psychic powers, bringing that back, changing this because we're going to carry it on instead of destroying the world and starting all over again. That's why we're having all this chaos and problems right now as the two try to decide and separate and shift. So it's a very important time we're in right now. And there's many souls that are coming in right now to be here for it. They volunteered to come. The call went out throughout the universe, volunteers to come and help. They have to be souls that are pure, that have not known violence, have no karma to repay, to come in and help raise the consciousness of those who are here. And these people don't know they're one of these. I find it out in my work. But they have no idea on the conscious level they are one of these who has volunteered to come and to use their energy to help raise the consciousness of the world. And I've been told it's working because now the positive is beginning to overshadow the negative. And we are moving into a new world, and it's beyond anything you can expect. But it's too late to turn back now. It's in the process, and it is happening.
We are sure in exciting times, and it is very exciting. And now on to your international news. China still leads the pack in Africa's critical minerals race. As U.S. struggles to keep up, Beijing has spent years and billions of dollars investing in Africa's mining sector and is now paying off, experts say. South China Morning Post, written by Jevons Nyabraje, March the 12th, 2025. China's aggressive pursuit of critical minerals, particularly across Africa, has raised concerns in Washington and sparked a global rare earths race. But with a 2-year head start, as well as the impetus to do what it must to fuel its high-tech electronics, renewable energy, and defense systems, China is unlikely to lose its leading position, according to experts. From the Democratic Republic of Congo to Botswana and Zimbabwe, Chinese companies have spent more than $10 billion US acquiring mining and critical mineral assets in Africa. These investments in minerals like cobalt, lithium, and rare earths were mostly secured in 2023 and 2024. Within 2 years of the pandemic, China gradually but steadfastly resumed its economic engagement with Africa and made a noticeable shift towards acquiring mining and critical mineral assets. The DRC, which is by far the world's largest producer of cobalt and a key source of copper, was a hotspot for Chinese investments, attracting about $1 billion US funds in 2023 alone, the report said. However, last week, the Financial Times reported that the United States was engaged in exploratory talks with the DRC about a deal that would grant access to the country's critical minerals in exchange for military support. China's biggest acquisition last year was in Botswana, where Hong Kong-listed mining company MMG, backed by state-owned China Minmetals Corporation, acquired Botswana's Khoemacau copper mine for $1.9 billion US. MMG plans to more than double the mine's production capacity to 130,000 tons per year by 2028. In total, just in 2023, Chinese companies invested $7.9 billion in various metals and mining projects across Africa. They bought interests in lithium processing plants in Mali and Zimbabwe and expanded their presence in South Africa, Zambia, Guinea, Angola, and Nigeria. Observers said the acquisition of mining assets would ensure a steady supply of critical minerals for China's industries, reduce dependence on external sources, and mitigate supply chain risks. Yun Sun, a non-resident fellow at the U.S. think tank Brookings Institution, said Africa's critical minerals were crucial for China's production of electric vehicles, batteries, and solar panels, which were central to its export growth. Quote, Africa is a key producer of these critical minerals, close quote, Sun said. That's why large Chinese investments in 2023 and 2024 have focused on these areas. Personal thoughts. China seems to have substantial inroads in acquiring mineral and mining rights assets in Africa. Now, on to local news. ARC Resources signs Cedar LNG offtake with Exxon. Business Intelligence for BC, written by Nelson Bennett, March 11th, 2025. ARC Resources, a natural gas producer with operations in the Montney Formation in BC and Alberta, has previously signed gas supply agreements with LNG operators in the U.S., which gives ARC access to international pricing for its gas. Between 2002 and 2023, ARC linked agreements with Cheniere to supply Cheniere's Corpus Christi LNG plant expansions, with 280,000 million British thermal units (MMBTU) of natural gas from Western Canada. The latest agreement with EMLAP means 25% of the natural gas ARC produces will be purchased at international prices, which are much higher than North American gas prices. Today, we have reached a significant milestone in our strategy to diversify and expand margins through participation in the global LNG market, ARC CEO Terry Anderson said in a press release. Through this agreement, we have achieved our target of linking approximately 25% of our future natural gas production to international pricing. The latest offtake of 1.5 MTPA through Cedar LNG accounts for roughly half of Cedar LNG's production capacity of 3 MTPA. This agreement provides ExxonMobil with advantaged access to Asian LNG markets by establishing ExxonMobil's first long-term offtake position on Canada's Pacific coast, said Andrew Barry, Vice President of Global LNG Marketing for ExxonMobil Asia Pacific. We look forward to working with ARC Resources, one of Canada's largest and most experienced natural gas producers, as we continue to expand and diversify ExxonMobil's LNG portfolio and provide the lower emissions energy the world needs. Cedar LNG is being developed as a joint partnership with the Haisla First Nation and Pembina Pipeline Corporation. My personal thoughts. Do you think that all LNG production in Canada should stay in Canada under natural law? Canada first. Mountie outright lied. Lawyer alleges at BC discipline hearing. The Canadian Press, written by Daryl Greer, posted March 11, 2025. A British Columbia Mountie who made derogatory comments about a female colleague's weight testified this week that he apologized to her and they laughed it off, but an RCMP lawyer said Tuesday that the officer outright lied. Constable Ian Sullivan, Mersad Mesbah, and Philip Dick, all stationed at the Coquitlam RCMP detachment, are facing possible dismissal over alleged discreditable conduct and workplace harassment for comments made in private group chats and on police data terminals. Their RCMP Code of Ethic conduct hearing involving the officers started last month in Surrey, BC. Now on to the video.
Officers facing dismissal over sexist and racist comments in a group chat. They questioned Sodi's character and competency before a code of conduct panel. Constables Ian Sullivan, Mersad Mesbah, and Philip Dick were all in attendance Tuesday. The lawyer representing Constable Sullivan asked, The comments that were made that you found disgusting, you would never make comments like that, would you? Sodi, no. Lawyer, for example, make fun of Asian people, would you? And you wouldn't make fun of homeless people, Indo-Canadian people, or disabled people, would you? Sodi, no. Why would I? When asked if Sodi would refer to anyone as crackheads, he said, I probably have. Lawyer, so you're not immune to making comments about members of the public either, are you? Sodi, I've made comments, not derogatory comments to their face, and not this level of what we're here for. He later testified he made comments like, I don't like no fixed address people, to make them think he was one of the boys. Sodi testified he was scared to report issues for fear of being fired and continuing his career. He said because of the toxic work culture, he did not want his peers to think he was a joke. Sodi said Sullivan would make belittling and derogatory comments, including, are you effing stupid and retarded? You're useless, you're not a team player. Sodi testified, this man made my life a living hell and made me want to kill myself. He says he filed the complaint because he's a broken member with a destroyed career, destroyed family, and destroyed mental state. The lawyer asked if Sodi referred to Philip Dick as dad, brother, favorite senior, and favorite trainer. Sodi responded, I did those things to be liked, to keep it cordial, and to be a better person. Constables Mesbah, Sullivan, and Dick have been on paid leave since 2021. The Mounties have all denied any wrongdoing.
My personal thoughts. Under natural law, justice will be served and the truth will prevail. Drug 2 times more powerful than fentanyl. Found in Amherst, Nova Scotia area. CTV News written by Natalie Lombard. March the 12th, 2025. Nova Scotia's health is warning the public about a strong synthetic opioid found for the first time in the province. The health authority describes N-pyrrolidino methamphetamine as 2 times more powerful than fentanyl. It can appear as a brownish rock with a powdery, grainy texture. Nova Scotia Health says a sample taken from the Elmhurst area was found mixed with fentanyl, cocaine, Fernlin, UF17, xylazine or its salts, which is a tranquilizer and ineffective with naloxone and caffeine. And on to the video.
A novel opioid has been detected in Nova Scotia for the first time.
It is a synthetic opioid. It's about 2 times stronger than fentanyl.
The drug, which was found in the Amherst area, was described as a brownish rock with a powder and grainy texture. According to RCMP, the sample contained a mix of fentanyl, cocaine, Furanil, xylazine, which is a tranquilizer, and caffeine.
What we need to be afraid of is when we are putting something into our body and we don't know what it is or what effect it will have on us.
This opioid wasn't found during a drug investigation, but rather one for a stolen dirt bike.
When we took the individual into custody, we did a search back at the office and we found numerous drugs, multiple drugs on this individual.
The initial arrest took place in December, but it took months to determine just what the drugs were.
We always have a concern for what's in the drug supply. Let's face it, it's, you're not buying something that's regulated, you're not buying something that's, been inspected.
Now that the drug has crossed into the province, there are concerns it will spread.
We're closest to the border, so when things start to filter into Nova Scotia, lots of times it's first, comes through here. And it's been that way for other drugs when meth was first introduced to this area.
It's something police will be keeping a close eye on.
We are being vigilant and we do take this very, very seriously. Anytime that any new drug comes into a community, it's very alarming.
Another concern with this drug in particular.
Naloxone is excellent at reversing opioid overdoses, but it won't help if it isn't an opioid. So it won't help with benzo or tranquilizer or stimulant toxicity.
RCMP say the person who was caught with the drug has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Stephanie Seco, CTV News, Halifax.
My personal thoughts. More than ever, The I Am Cure program under natural law should be implemented immediately, as it's supposed to be. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. It has been requested, as the funds have been allocated under natural law for the I Am Cure program for the people of our country. Now, Northwest Territory working on to reinstate blood cancer services. Cabin Radio, written by Emily Blake. The Northwest Territory Health and Social Services Authority says it is working to reinstate blood cancer services that were moved to Alberta last year. The Health Authority announced in April 2024 that hematology-oncology services provided in the Northwest Territory would be relocated to Alberta. It is said at the time of up to 50 patients would be affected by the change. Now, since May 2024, all Northwest Territory patients accessing these services have been required to travel to the Cross Cancer Institute in Edmonton for appointments. The Northwest Territory Health Authority said it was informed by Alberta Health Services that the virtual care model being offered to Northwest Territory patients was no longer sustainable and did not meet the necessary standards of care. It is said the decision to relocate services to Alberta was driven by limited local resources and challenges, including sharing patient information between jurisdictions. In an update on Wednesday, the Northwest Territory Health Authority said it has been working with Alberta Health Services to return those services to the Territory. The Territory said it has obtained funding to support dedicated hematology-oncology staff and hired a registered nurse in October 2024. It said finding a hematologist and oncologist has been challenging, and the Health Authority is working with Cancer Care Alberta to explore other solutions to provide ongoing care while recruitment efforts continue. Once staffing is secured, many treatments and appointments will be available in Yellowknife with virtual support when appropriate. However, more complex treatments may still require travel to Alberta, the Health Authority said. Both parties remain dedicated to resolving these challenges and ensuring the Northwest Territory residents can access safe, high-quality care closer to home whenever possible. My personal thoughts. Under natural law, the political officials have been instructed to roll out the med beds. Yes, the med beds. The med beds would cover all patient wellness needs. I have a video here to show you on the med beds.
That look like regular beds but work wonders. Using advanced technology, they scan your body, detect issues, and start the healing process. Think of broken bones, chronic pain, or even diseases being treated while you rest. It's like having a personal doctor, nurse, and surgeon all in one. Just lie down, relax, and let the medbed do its magic. This is the next big leap in healthcare, making treatments faster, safer, and more comfortable. So, are you ready to sleep your way to better health? Medbeds are bringing the hospital to your home. Stay tuned with Nexus Wellness and Recovery LLC for new game-changing technologies. Till next time, Earth Strong.
What if the future of healthcare was not in pills or surgeries, but in the advanced technology of the Galactic Federation's medbeds? A concept that seems to be plucked straight out of a sci-fi novel, medbeds represent a leap into the future of health and wellness. The Galactic Federation's medbeds, as the name suggests, are not your average hospital beds. They are a revolutionary concept in healthcare technology, harnessing advanced healing methods that sound more like science fiction than reality. These medbeds utilize a combination of light and sound waves, along with other undisclosed technologies, to scan and diagnose the human body down to the cellular level. Once the medbed has identified any issues, it can then treat the patient with pinpoint accuracy, addressing the root cause of the illness or injury rather than just treating the symptoms. The medbeds are not just about healing physical ailments. They can also address mental health issues, from anxiety and depression to more severe conditions. By using advanced brain mapping and other techniques, the medbeds can identify and treat these conditions, offering a holistic approach to health. But how does it work, you might ask? Well, the medbeds operate by creating a resonance field that aligns with the body's natural healing abilities. This resonance field can then stimulate and accelerate the body's healing process, allowing for a faster and more efficient recovery. The Galactic Federation's medbeds represent a new frontier in healthcare. They offer a non-invasive, holistic approach to health and wellness that could revolutionize the way we approach medicine. With their advanced technology and capabilities, medbeds could potentially eliminate the need for invasive surgeries and harmful medications, paving the way for a healthier and more holistic future. In summary, the Galactic Federation's medbeds are a groundbreaking innovation in healthcare. They use advanced technologies to diagnose and treat illnesses and injuries at the cellular level, offering a non-invasive, holistic approach to health and wellness.
Yes, it's important. Roll out those medbeds. Closing. I am Cindy Lorraine Grais of CLG View Point, and I thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. If you feel compelled to, please share this forum with others. Today's beautiful soul of light is Dr. Maria Montessori. Dr. Maria Montessori was a scientist, and as a good scientist, she earthbound and highly spiritual in her pursuit of truth. Through her studies of educational methods, she declared two principles as the foundation of Montessori principles: the universal characteristics of the human child, and the child as a unique, unrepeatable, respectable, and admirable individual to be unconditionally accepted as one of life's most marvelous expressions. Have a truly wonderful day, and see you on Friday, March the 14th, 2025. Until we meet again. Thank you and enjoy.